What's the promise your parents made that made you stop believing in them? I was 15 when my brother Caleb got into his first fight at school. He came home with a busted lip and a suspension slip. And I remember how our parents sat us both down that night and promised, from now on, we deal with things together, no secrets, no silence. We're a family. They made it sound like a pact, a vow. Back then, Caleb was just a kid with too much anger and no place to put it. He wasn't violent, just scared and confused. I believed them when they said they'd help him. At first, they did. Family therapy, school meetings. Dad even coached his baseball team. But after a few months, things slipped. Dad got promoted and started traveling. Mom was always tired. Caleb's anger got louder. Messier. He got caught shoplifting, but our parents dismissed it. Teenage phase, they said. He'll grow out of it. Then he was caught with weed. Then he failed a class. Then he shoved a kid so hard the boy hit his head on a locker and needed stitches. I waited for our parents to step in again, to talk to him, to get him help. But instead, they told me to stay out of it. He needs to handle his own mistakes. They said, we can't fix everything, but they promised we'd deal with things together. So when Caleb started coming home with bruised knuckles and missing curfews, I became the one sneaking into his room, checking his injuries, listening when he finally admitted he felt completely lost. He started crying at night. I'd stay up just to make sure he didn't do anything reckless. At school, he was labeled a troublemaker. At home, he was invisible. The worst moment came junior year. He got arrested for breaking into a garage with some older boys. When our parents picked him up, they didn't even ask why. They just grounded him and told him he'd embarrassed the family. That night, he asked me, do they even care? I didn't have an answer. He needed help, real help. So I started researching therapists, programs, anything. I found a local youth intervention program and begged our parents to look into it. They said it was too expensive. Not worth it. He'll get over it. But he didn't. He started skipping school. Then he dropped out. I begged him to stay, to try again. He promised he'd think about it. The next week, he left. A note on the kitchen table. Just said, I can't be here anymore. My parents cried, told their friends they didn't know what went wrong. But I knew. They broke the only promise that ever mattered, being there. 2 years passed without a word. Then, one night, I got a call. Caleb, he was in a halfway house across the state. He said he was clean, working, trying. I drove out the next weekend and sat with him for hours. He looked older, worn, but calm. He asked if mom and dad ever asked about him. I told him the truth. Not really. I figured, he said, they were good at pretending. He moved in with me that month. It wasn't easy, but it was real. He got a job at a mechanic's shop, saved up for night classes. One night, our parents called. They wanted to come visit. We miss both of you. They said, we're still a family. I told them families show up when it's hard, not just when it's convenient. They said I was being cruel. I said I was being honest. Caleb stood behind me the whole time, silent. When I hung up, he just nodded. Thanks for not giving up on me. That night, we ate ramen on the couch and watched a dumb action movie. He laughed for the first time in years. He's studying psychology now, wants to help kids like him, like he used to be. I still think about that promise, the one our parents broke, and the one I decided to keep instead.